Hello YouTube, we are back. I haven't done much ever since the NFT NFP week, so I'm gonna just outline all of this. So this is the May 30th new day opening gap of the first week of the month of July, so NFP week. You can see price on the 30-second chart. Go back into it from the previous week, and then rallying lower into a Venom right here. Went once, went for a second time on the 1 minute chart probably, and rallied lower, clearing this short-term low, and now we're hanging around here. But this is the 30th new day opening gap. I'll go to the next one. I'm just gonna forward test the silver bullet hour, which is the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. time frame on the New York time, Eastern time, New York Eastern time. Oops. Then if we just copy this and drag it to 6 o'clock right here, we can change this to the 1st of July. 07, 01. The same thing here. And then copy this and then drag it to the next new day opening gap. Which is right here. Close. Change this to second. We have the opening right here. That copy. Zoom out a little bit. Go to the next new day opening gap, which is right here. The close. And then the open. Then copy. Onto the next day. Thursday, Friday. Friday was a holiday, so for Friday, I'll use the close. Where is it? It's probably the new week opening gap, am I right? Yeah, close at 12:59, and at 6, so this right here would be the new week opening gap for July 6th, so 07. Right here, and then leave it in purple. Write this one, new week opening gap. Boom, boom. And we're currently right here. So I took a trade this morning. Took a trade on the 30-second chart. There's this fair value gap in the form of a BISI on the 30-second. And I had my entry a little bit late. Second entry, first entry a little bit late too. Price was moving really fast, and the stop was just under this first candle that made this fair value gap. It's also under the middle point of this 2 down close candle, and I targeted the relative equal highs here. You can see price go to 935 in the quarter, and then going back down, seeking discount array. If you put a fib on the 1 minute, just like this, price went down, accumulated at the lower quadrant. Accumulated at the lower quadrant here. Bodies closing around the middle point, didn't rally higher. And right now we're watching if price is willing to give or leave a fair value gap to seek inefficiencies or liquidity. So far, we have this 5-minute high that hasn't been pierced yet. I'm gonna outline it. And it just reached it right now. Let's see if we can use this venom as support to then rally higher. I'll put this one on the 15 minutes, see how it goes. So we have all of this that it could fill up on the 15-minute. I'm kind of done for the day, but if I were to trade again, I would seek the middle point of this 15-minute CB. I'm gonna do 15 at the bottom here, so the charts are kind of clean. And then I'm gonna outline this 15-minute CB so it shows up on this left side. Let's look at the 30. 30 doesn't show anything. Daily, we're kind of consolidating around this area right here. 4 hour, 4 hours looking great to go higher. We have relative equal lows here. I'm just outline that relative equal lows, sell side liquidity. A volume imbalance on the 1 minute here. If we go back to an hour, it's looking great also. 15-minute, amazing. You can see that this week, new week opening gap. Price open, went lower, clearing out the London low, short-term low, then go for the relative equal lows. Just took out the singular low, and then price went higher. Looked at the 30-second chart, see if there was an inefficiency. There was one right here. Price went down into it, and then rallied higher, clearing out the relative equal highs here. Down, up, down. Used it one more time here at 942. and rallied higher. Volume imbalance. Price went back down into the volume imbalance right here, rallied higher. Macro time, Venom. Going out this low, and then this low right here, then rallied higher. Back into this. Look at the 30-second at the top here, then 1 minute. I want to see price go into the middle point, and then that's about it for my analysis, because we do have relative equal lows right here. So 1 minute. Silver bullet. There was a volume imbalance here. The price went back into volume imbalance. It's also at the lower quadrant. So I'm gonna wait for price to go back into that volume imbalance, and then I'll put one position. My stop would be below this volume imbalance. And 1 to 2, risk to reward. A little scalp. This price run right here, I'm up 3,000 from this price run. I risked 1,000. So from that point, one of the mistakes that I was doing early in my career is when I would see like an imbalance such as this volume imbalance. Once price was going into it, I would just enter at the top, and I would have unnecessary drawdown, and would later on revenge trade because I was angry at myself for being late at the entry. I'm getting filled right here, so if I were to enter at the top here, I would have been in in like 23 points of drawdown, and this stop right here is basically 20 points, so I would have lost that one trade just because I was impatient and entering off late. This cycle would have went for about months. I mean, like months and months. And I don't know, even my winners, I would enter off late. And this is something that I'm trying to fix as of right now. Speaking of late entries, this one was a late one. And I still was right. Right here. Let's see. 30-second. 30-second. I put the 15-minute at the top and then 30-second right here so y'all can see. But fair value gap here. entry, late entry right here. Another late entry right here. So it would be like this. Risking 1,000. 35. That was the trade right here. Barely 1 to 3 as price was going higher. I rolled my stop right here. Just under this volume imbalance for a 1 to 3, risking 1,000. I just got stopped out. It's fine. Could do one more and then be done and still be up for the day. As I was talking about this 15-minute SIBI, talking about how it's hanging out at the lower quadrant. Maybe it used the lower quadrant of this 15-minute SIBI right here to seek relative equal lows. But we'll see. But nothing much to do, really. What I'm waiting for right now is just the 2022 model where it would seek this short entry. Oh, sorry. It would seek this buy stop and then do a market structure shift right here. Market structure shift. This is what I'm waiting on. I have lots of drawings. I'm sorry if it overwhelms you. But we have new week opening gap, new day opening gap. Boom, boom. See how I was outlining this volume balance here and this one right here? It went back into this one right here on the 30-second chart. This is why I have the 30-second chart, because it shows me what I'm missing on the 1 minute. It's kind of hard to see here, but there is a volume imbalance. That price went back into once here, and the second time right here. Failed to take out the short-term high. This would be invalid. If we look at the ES in a higher high. Oof, the Dow is looking ugly. 5 more minutes until the 30-minute candle right here. I guess right now it's just not the moment for a price to do anything at all. So you're just gonna have to wait. Just gonna have to wait for market structure to be exact. Speaking of market structure, we back to my first trade. Price open went lower, clearing this short-term low as a form of liquidity. You can call it the 2022 model, whatever. I just farted. Jesus, that's embarrassing. Price went up, closed above this short-term high, and then did the retracement into fair value gap. So this is what I'm waiting for price to seek liquidity, and then market structure shift, then retracement into a fair value gap. And we do have the new day opening gap of May 30th, and we have the 15-minute fair value gap shaded in orange. Right now we're just gonna have to wait for price to do its thing, move sideways a little bit, and then seek either of these liquidity to well, what I'm looking for is to price to seek either of those liquidity, and then we'll see what price offers me. I feel like I'm repeating myself, saying the same words over and over, but we're just waiting. There's still the 1050 macro. How have I been for these past week or weeks? You might be asking, like, there's a huge gap in between the live streams, and I've been trading on my personal account, and I was up and down. Like, I was trying to recover from my drawdown this whole time, and I lost like multiple times, and now I'm back to forward testing just for a little bit, just to get back into trading, I guess, because I didn't trade the bank holiday. NFP, I didn't trade Wednesday because I don't trade Wednesday. Thursday, that's took one trade, and then I just stopped. Let's see here. I didn't take out the low here. But yeah, a lot of studying has been going on ever since the last stream. Like, I still deal with personal issues, well, in trading. Well, it leads back to in real life too. Like, I have to manage like the way that I'm feeling on the daily basis. Losing multiple times is not fun. Like, it is not fun at all. And after trading and being in drawdown, it's like you have to manage the way that you have to behave yourself basically outside the market, and I haven't been the greatest at it. I've been more angry. I don't feel like speaking to like anyone really. Um that's tough. Like I kind of feel bad for some of the people. Some know I trade, some know I doesn't trade. Well, some know I trade, some doesn't know that I trade. There we go. And I don't know, they might think I'm weird or whatever. Like, no, I'm just dealing through stuff, and I don't know, I'm just trying to let my action speak for itself. Like I'm trying to make what I can in these markets and then show support afterwards. Because I don't think it's fair that I'm going through stuff and I'm just hiding it in plain sight. That would mean I'm being fake towards like the people that I'm close with or family members. And I'm not trying to be fake. And if I'm real, you know the rules. You don't ever talk about trading to other people because it's your business. It's not their business. They're gonna have their opinion and it's gonna affect you. And I did this mistake in my early career talking about trading. Family members weren't. It's not that they were not supportive, but they weren't aware of the benefits and the downside of it. They were more prone to view trading as a bad thing, basically. So we failed to take out this low right here. And then we pierced through this short-term high, relative equal high here. So this is what I'm looking at as of right now. And this is the fair value gap above the liquidity. So I'm gonna put a long position. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until the fair value gap is above 10 points, such as this one. If we measure this fair value gap here, it's above, it's 13.25, so this would be a valid fair value gap. But this one right here, it didn't even, it was no fair value gap, but there was a gap. This one also would be considered as a fair value gap, a bullish one. Because it's more than 10 points. And we do have the first presented fair value gap here, plus the volume imbalance that I'm going to outline. Jesus. Right here. It's a SIBI. Use the middle point. Use it once more. 947. Then there's this thing right here where price closed here, opened here. But as I was saying, I was looking for price to take out this short-term high and then see if market would go lower to take out this short-term low for a market structure shift to a retracement into 15-minute SIBI or a 1-minute SIBI targeting. There's the new week opening gap here, relative equal lows. But so far there's no fair value gap that I can enter off of. One thing that I've learned the other day, like I know like multiple stuff such as the order block, propulsion block, 2022 model, volume imbalance, new day opening gap. Like I have so many stuff. Like you can see here, this new day opening gap price has went price went down into it and then rallied higher, and could have been a trade here with the stop doubling this gap 24, the stop here to then get like 40 points or so, but that is not your job. Like you should stick to one thing. And this thing has been preached for many years, but I didn't get it until a couple weeks. Like you just need to focus on one thing, be good at it, and then let price do its thing. I'm gonna go back into the first trade again as an example. So we have a fair value gap, we have a fair value gap and a market structure shift here as a confirmation. So we have a fair value gap as an entry. That's my like go-to. The 2022 model, like my entry could be off a breaker or a fair value gap, and that is it. Fair value gaps for the most part, but here made a mistake. It didn't go into volume imbalance 1, 2, but went down into the third one that I didn't see, that I didn't pay attention to. But this is also not my trade. It's someone else's, someone that's looking forward for these volume imbalance to form. But in my case, it's more of market structure. So thing that I did right here was wait for price to shift, and I entered too early. That's one of my mistake. But in this case right here, I did a good entry, but it wasn't my trade. So you can be right and wrong and still be profitable. Most likely wrong, but you get the idea. You can be wrong and still be profitable, but you can be right and still lose money. Right, as in your entry was good and your stop loss was at the right place, but you were wrong. You learn every single day with these markets. Like sometimes I just be tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. I be just in the zone of, I'm in the wrong flow state basically. And sometimes I'm just not focused and I just do things that I shouldn't be doing. And with trading, you 100% have to be focused. Like I had to cut off so many stuff for me to trying to be focused. Oh, you are here. as I was saying, I was waiting for this short-term high to be pierced to then have a market structure shift, and right now we're just waiting and see if price is willing to do it and then have a retracement to target these relative equal lows here that I'm going to outline. Sell side liquidity. And just under it is the two new day opening gaps. That is going to be my last trade for the day because we're approaching 11 o'clock lunch hour, and the lunch hours, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and I'll just skip through it because I've lost a lot of money into it. Losing stamina, I guess, because I do be trading from 9 to 11, and then after that I'm just not focused as I was at 9. I'll remove this, remove some of the drawings. Went back down into the new day opening gap. Bodies are closing above it, and we're having this business right here. What was I saying? I was saying like some strategies are just not for me. Like I may know about it, I may trade it, but they're just not for me. They might be like the best thing ever for that moment, but it's just not my trade. It's not my task. Let's put the gym as an example, like uh squats. I like the machine squats, but if we were to take a barbell, is that it? A barbell? I can't do barbells. I need the machine. Like some equipment, some strategies is just not for me. It may work, but they're not for me. There's a fair value gap here that I'm looking at, but would I trade that one? No. Why? The answer is no. But why is that? Because on the left side, we have multiple price going back and forth in this area right here. But this is something I would take like 2 years ago or whatever. Stop just at the lower quadrant where I wanted to. We're approaching the macro in 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Put this back. Top right chart. back to 5 minute, and it's not looking great. Lots of back and forth here from this. I'm gonna remove my execution mark and clean up some of my chart because it's all over the place. I think I'm gonna switch into micros now, since I'm up for the day, and I'm gonna use one of the lowest leverage so that if I do take a loss, it's not going to affect my equity curve. Remove this, and then this 15-minute. Actually, I'm gonna leave the 15-minute one. Then M and Q. September, so that it's more clean. Wow. All right. So I was talking about, we had this fair value gap that I would have took a trade on 2 years ago, but it's not valid because of the fact that price went back and forth for a long period of time here. Macro in a minute and a half, and whichever price decides to seek, I'll look at the fair value gap and see if it's a valid entry for the silver bullet and the macro. You can see price just closing above this fair value gap. Macro starts in 30 minutes. Since I lost 400 earlier, I'm gonna risk half of that 400, so 200. So I have 5 micro, and risking 20 points on that 5 micro would be 200. So I'd be risking half of it. You can see macro got the high. Then let's see what it's gonna show us. Is it gonna leave a candle and imbalance with 10 handles or more? I'm gonna leave this one in green because it just took this buy side. Failed to reach the middle point of the this 15-minute CB right here. Price is running lower after taking the short-term high, and I'm looking at this fair value gap on the 30-second here. Might be using it as inversion. It's the fair value gap that took out liquidity, so this is a good one. We have a volume imbalance also. That I'm going to sell off of. Fair value gap here. Breaker on the 30-second. I'm gonna put 2. Put 2. It goes back into this volume imbalance. I'm gonna add 2 more. Two more right here. We do have Venom here. This would be Venom. And then if price decides to go lower again, show another potential entry of a fair value gap or whatever order block. I would add 1 more micro contract. Earlier I was saying I would risk half of 400 because I lost 500 earlier off the volume imbalance at 1020. I'll remove this. So we have an order block that I'm going to shade in red. And we do have a propulsion block that I'll leave in deeper red. Lower my stop to here, just above this 1050 macro. If price goes back into this propulsion block, I'll add 1 more. So far, so good. Sell side taken. Do have a volume imbalance on the 1 minute. Propulsion block. Filled. That point down here, that was 43 points that I could have taken partial off of. It's mistake number 1. So so far I have 3 PD array in play. So we have this propulsion block, this Faraday gap in the form of a CB, and inversion Faraday gap here that my stop is right above. So if it goes above that, I'm clearly wrong for this position. And we do have the middle point here. Don't want to see it close above it. Sorry about that. Don't want to see it close above it, but as you can see, just tap into it. And if we look at the 5 minute, there's relative equal lows. I'm gonna take 3, more than half of my position off these relative equal lows, or take 1 off actually. Look at the 1 minute, it just went back into the new day opening gap. Went back into the fair value gap. as I was saying earlier, you can be right and still be in drawdown or unprofitable. I was right about price going back into this short-term low in the form of liquidity. It just pierced it and went back into the propulsion block and SIBI. Partials could have been taken here, but I was aiming way too low. Now, the old me would have added even more, but I'm gonna just leave it as it is. And if it stops me out, I would be up 2,400 for the day. So it is what it is. This morning, since I'm working with the 20,000 account, $20,000 account, I put one contract, risked 2%, which is 400, and then added one more to risk 1,000, which is 5%. And the return was 10. The return was 15%, 1 to 3. Just a reward. But I think I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done if it takes out this low, because I don't want to be in the market for too long, especially during the lunch hour. If it ends up stopping me out, it just stops me out. If it goes to my profit, then it just goes into my profit. I'll be back to break even from the mistake that I did at 10:20, right here. Yep. Off this volume imbalance here. So we do have the propulsion block. If I'm wrong about this propulsion block, I should be out of it if it goes above it. Middle point of the propulsion block. We're still in the macro time. Middle point has been touched. And we did touch the breaker here. Second, we do have the new week opening gap under here, and we do have this BISI I'm gonna take 3 off of this right here. I could close the trade and be back to break even, but I don't know. Come on. 3 position off. I just took out this low right here. And back up on the 1 minute. 1 minute looks great too. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Even if my take profit was here, like it wouldn't have been tagged. Like, this is low key frustrating. I'll just put it back here. I really don't want to see go back up into the upper portion of this Sibi right here. If it closes above it, man, man. I just don't want to see it. Sheesh. Wait, hold on, hold on. Let me zoom in real quick. We do have a volume imbalance, so the real fair value gap is right here. Jesus. Come on. Alright. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not even mad. I'll just have 200. Or should I? Alright. It was hanging around the upper quadrant of this. Alright. Boom. Roll my stop back to this top right here. I would be at break even. Take most of my position off. I'm gonna do that, bro. Just. And there we go. Okay. Oh. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, but I did wait for my stuff to form. So I was talking about how I'm waiting for this short-term high to be taken, and then I'll be waiting for a fair value gap. And I did. Depending on which fair value gap it was, it could have been like a fair value gap going higher, and then I would have entered to then go long. bullish, but in this case, it just left this fair value gap here and then this one right here. Had my entry, had a late entry here with 2 micro contracts, and then I really had a good one right here off the down close candle. I believe so. 41.25, and this low right here comes at 41.25 of this down close candle. Added one more of the propulsion block, and then another one of the middle point here, and yeah, took five of my contracts here, and then I got TP'd at the sell side liquidity, and then price is showing me this. So went back into the 15th new week opening gap, and right now I'm not interested in trading anymore because I've had like crazy loss streak in the lunch hours. So if you found something insightful, just leave a like, subscribe. I have a dog barking in the background, and